Hello, it's Tuesday, July 14. As we continue with our Bible overview reading plan, today we're reading 2 Samuel chapter 11. Once again, I strongly encourage you to read the passage on your own. Take some time to think about it, on what you hear God saying to you through this passage. I've got a link to 2 Samuel 11 in the video description, so you can read online, and then you can come back and watch the rest of this video. 2 Samuel 11 is the story that we refer to as the story of David and Bathsheba, and it's quite the story. This is the kind of story that you think you'd watch on TV or in the movies. There's all kinds of things going on here. There's adultery, there's deception, there's murder. There's a lot to unpack here. And here's David, the king of Israel, God's chosen king, a man who has been described as a man after God's own heart. And David just goes off the rails. He sees this woman, Bathsheba, the wife of a soldier in his army, and he's just filled with this desire for her that he can't control. And so he abuses his power as king. He has her come to him. He sleeps with her. She becomes pregnant. He tries to cover it up by bringing Bathsheba's husband, Uriah, back. Tries to get Uriah to sleep with Bathsheba so that people will think that the baby is Uriah's. And Uriah won't. He's more upstanding than David in this story. And so finally, David, in desperation, just has Uriah killed. Sends a message to the commander to make sure Uriah dies in this battle. At the end of all this, it almost looks like David has gotten away with this. But then we get this note at the end of the chapter. The thing David had done displeased the Lord. So I think there's maybe a couple related things we see in this passage. First, every single one of us is sinful. Up till this point in the Bible, David has been presented as like the greatest human being ever, basically. He's done almost nothing wrong. And yet here, he just does almost everything wrong. This sinfulness is alive in all of our hearts. All of us are capable of horrible, horrible things. And even if we don't act on these things, we have these horribly sinful desires and urges that we don't fully control. We're all sinful. We're all guilty. And another thing, too, is even if we are successful in hiding our sins and our failures from other people, God knows. God is aware of our hearts. God knows everything that we think and feel and say and do. Our sins are not hidden from Him. Now there's more to the story, and there's more to the story for us, and not just our sinfulness. But I think for today, we'll leave it here. We've got a couple more days where we'll follow along here. But today, it's good to be reminded of our own sinfulness, to know that we don't meet God's standard, to know that He knows our hearts. So that's my thought for today. If you've got thoughts or comments or questions, please feel free to share them below. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.